It's Monday night in Brazil, and that means one of the country's most popular weekly comedy shows is on the air. The satirical news program is called Se Que Se, where hosts dish out edgy comedy. The most popular segments are when the comedian reporters use humor to confront and ridicule the country's politicians. Here, a reporter chases politicians through the halls of Congress, asking them common knowledge questions, and when they don't know the answers or avoid the question, they get the humor treatment. Sometimes it even turns violent. In this case, when a comedian from the show confronts a congressman on why he signed a fake petition that he obviously didn't read beforehand, his reaction is no laughing matter. Brazil's President Lula has been the brunt of jokes on the show, but he is also a big fan. "Congratulations on your program," the president tells one of the show's comedians. "When I am in my house, I watch it to have a little bit of fun." But Brazil's election commission doesn't see it as a joke, and has long had a law on the books that demands stiff fines as high as $100,000 per infraction for any television channel that mocks any politician with caricatures in the final 3 months of the national elections. The comedians who work on the handful of comedy shows in Brazil, which have become wildly popular in recent years, aren't happy about it, saying it's censorship that harkens back to darker days in Brazil's past.
This law comes from a long time ago during the time of the military dictatorship, when we did not have freedom of expression in Brazil. Curiously, Brazil became more democratic and this law was forgotten, but it was left in place by the same politicians that brought us democracy. I believe that it means that these politicians do not like full freedom of expression.
The comedians say they use humor as an honest way to criticize politicians and hold them accountable.
Humor serves as a way to remember that we are human. I believe Brazilian politicians think they are not humans. They think they are perfect and cannot be criticized or ridiculed.
People who defend this law, many of whom are politicians who've had jokes played against them, usually don't want to talk about it publicly in fear of sounding like they can't take a joke. But they say privately that the reason they support the law is because they feel it levels the playing field and prevents any one candidate from being unfairly represented in the final months of the campaign.
Comedians in Brazil aren't buying that argument and are fighting back the best way they know how, with humor. About 600 people showed up in Rio de Janeiro on Sunday to voice their outrage of the law and sign a petition asking to have it overturned. But that seems unlikely for now. So the election will go on, perhaps with a lot to laugh about, but with no one making any jokes. Gabriel Elizondo, Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.